We need to talk about something. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I am talking about Stranger Things leaks, and I kind of have a bit of a rant to go on. Before I dive into this, though, be sure to hit that like button and comment down below your predictions and expectations for Stranger Things Season 5. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. And if you want extra content such as reaction videos, commentary tracks to Stranger Things and other shows and movies, as well as live Q&As, you can find that over on my Patreon. Any support over there truly does mean the world. And I recently launched YouTube membership, so you can check that out as well. But the reason for today's video is to address recent news of Stranger Things Season 5 leaks, which simply put aren't real. So with any big show or movie nowadays come the inevitable leaks. If you look at the MCU, which is the biggest movie franchise of the century, you will see multiple instances of leaks. Spider-Man No Way Home is one of the biggest movies of this decade so far, and it was leaked that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield would return as their versions of Spider-Man in the film. Months and months before release, we got a picture of the three of them, as well as a picture of just Andrew Garfield on set. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's fake, oh, it's fake. Andrew Garfield was even on Jimmy Fallon and denied it. But as we would all come to find out, Tobey and Andrew were in fact in Spider-Man No Way Home. Stuff like this is unfortunate, but it happens all the time, especially in the world of superhero movies. But with Stranger Things rising to fame over the course of its 4 seasons heading into this final season, it's become one of, if not the biggest show in the world right now. And the filming of this final season, which started in January, has been a hot topic for months. As you all know, I've been covering the ins and outs of filming, and that ranges from the Ross Duffer behind-the-scenes photo dumps on Instagram to the occasional paparazzi photo. However, I always use discretion before I make a Stranger Things video. I always look at, what I'm going to make the video about, if it's a Ross Duffer post or if it's a picture that's unofficial from paparazzi, and I always sort of use discretion and wonder if it's crossing a line, if it's too spoilery. And if that's the case, I will stay away from it. For example, a few months ago, there was a photo going around online of a document from one of the sets. I won't say what, was on the document, but it did involve a character, and it could have to do with the role they might play in this final season. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to make a video about that. I don't even think I'm going to mention it. And I might have alluded to it once, but it was very indirect. I never fully made a video about it because it just felt wrong. Someone went onto the set and took a picture of a document from the final season. I'm like, that's crossing a line, right? You've got the paparazzi photos of tons of characters. Paparazzi photos are inevitable with every production ever, and we've seen them for a ton of superhero movies. Of course, every season of Stranger Things has their fair share of paparazzi pics. That's completely different than going onto set and releasing something from the final season. But I've done my best to try and cover this show in a respectful way, with the main purpose of creating an engaging conversation about this final season, because I'm just excited about it as anyone out there. I'm pumped. It's probably the most excited I've ever been for a piece of media, period. I mean, it's up there with the Infinity War and Endgames of the world, the Force Awakens of the world. Like, I cannot wait for this final season of the show. That's why I make so many videos about it, because I love the show so much. To me, speculating and theorizing is one of the best parts about being in a fandom. Like, everyone comes together to share this communal love that we have for something. I'll never forget the Infinity War Endgame era for Marvel. Theorizing for that was out of this world fun. It was something I looked forward to doing every day. It passed the time and gave me something to look forward to every day when I woke up. Oh, today at lunch in high school, I'm going to talk about Infinity War Endgame, and I couldn't wait to speculate. What's going to happen? How's it going to end? That's how I feel about this final season of Stranger Things. So of course, with this being the final season of the biggest show on Netflix right now, there are tons of big theories going around. I've had my fair share. We've talked about them over the past almost years now. A big question we all have is who could die? This is the final season, so no one is safe, right? You would think. But all that to say, there's been a surge in supposed leaks, and I say leaks because, well, none of them are actually real. A lot of the discussion around Stranger Things Season 5 leaks stems from the fact that there were reports recently that Netflix's system had been hacked, and Arcane, as well as a bunch of other big shows like Stranger Things, had full episodes leaked or footage leaked online. And there were people saying they had access to like the first 3 episodes of Stranger Things, the raw footage. When I saw this news on Twitter the other day, my heart dropped. Like, I was terrified that huge spoilers were going to get out there and somehow ruin the final season. Now, honestly, if it were to get out this far in advance, they could maybe reshoot some things, but still, no good. But of course, Not long after this report came out that, oh, someone has the first 3 episodes and Netflix has been hacked, it was reported to be fake and that anything from Stranger Things was not in danger of being leaked. And as you'll come to see, this is just becoming a common trend of fake leaks. I made a video a while back talking about be careful what you read online when someone was saying that Miley Cyrus was playing Vecna's love interest in the final season of Stranger Things, which was just absurd to still say out loud somehow. But it's really on Twitter and it runs rampant. And there's tons of accounts out there whose sole purpose is to create these lies, these misleading headlines for clicks. People will use anything for clicks, and in this case, it is Stranger Things fake leaks. Like just the other day, someone claimed there was an audio from set that leaked and it was of Nancy yelling out, almost like a Nancy death scene. And of course, that was found to be fake. It's at a point right now, specifically on Twitter, where anyone could make up some random report or fake news headline about Stranger Things, and it would get clicks and people would take it and run with it, and it's scary and it's sad. Fortunately, as of right now, there are no official leaks. People are aware of the sets they've been filming at, and there's buzz around, oh, this actor's on set this day, but there have been no official leaks of, oh, this character dies, oh, this character returns, and I hope it stays that way. But let's talk about for a second, what if a real leak does happen for Stranger Things Season 5? Say, a picture of Joseph Quinn on set returning as Eddie leaks, or a picture of Joe Keery as Steve dying leaks, right? Something very extreme, a huge reveal gets out there. I will do my best to stay as far away from that as I possibly can. I have nothing but fun when it comes to speculating and theorizing about things, but there are certain lines as a fan that I just don't cross. I don't want to be spoiled. I didn't actively seek out the Toby and Andrew stuff. People were sending it to me, or people showed it to me against my will, and I was like, well, there's that. I gaslit myself going into No Way Home. I was like, those are fake, those are fake, those are fake. Obviously, they ended up being in the movie, and once Matt Murdock showed up about 20 minutes in, I was like, oh, Toby and Andrew are probably going to be in this, but I still gaslit myself into saying, no shot, they're not going to be in it. I was excited, obviously, to see how Andrew and Toby showed up in No Way Home, even though in the back of my mind, I pretty much knew 99% sure they're going to show up, and that's okay, that's fine and dandy, but it would have been great if there was never any speculation about them showing up, and they just somehow appeared. Anyway, enough about that. Back to my point. If leaks do come out for Stranger Things Season 5, real, legit leaks, I will avoid them like the plague, and I encourage you guys to do the same. I don't want to see anyone saying, oh, this is a real leak that happened, like in the comment section, any of that. I don't want that. I don't want to be responsible for ruining a huge reveal from this final season for someone else. Like, I genuinely have never been more excited for a piece of media. I am doing everything in my power to stay away from leaks, and I know the Duffers and Netflix are doing all that and then some. They want to preserve the biggest surprises for when we can all watch this together on Netflix next year. And I mean, yes, I want to know what happens in Season 5, but I want to find out the way it was intended through the show, not through HD photos of our main characters dead or, you know, the return of Eddie. I'd rather just that be a surprise. Now, there's always paparazzi photos, and I'll continue to cover a good bit of them, but that is so different to me than covering, you know, when someone broke into a set and took a picture of a prop that's a document that has someone's name on it and their condition. Like, I don't want to get into all that. But a paparazzi photo, I mean, those come out for every movie, and that's just Hollywood. That's the business, you know? A lot of times they're actually staged. But look, the point of this video is to say there will always be fake leaks out there. People continue to make up stories for clicks. But at the same time, do proceed with caution online. And I can't emphasize this part enough. If something ever legitimately leaks, right? Like if the first 3 episodes somehow did release when they were reported, I don't want to talk about it. If huge spoiler-filled reveals happen, I don't want to be a part of it. At the end of the day, leak culture is getting out of hand. A lot of that stems from these random fan accounts on Twitter that just make up stories. And it's kind of getting exhausting to deal with because we should be able to theorize and speculate for upcoming projects. Ross Duffer's got his posts, and you know, we've got our paparazzi photos, that's standard stuff. But to have to worry about raw footage, whole episodes being leaked this far in advance, it's scary. It's also not fair to everyone involved, and so it just feels wrong. I always use discretion with what I do or don't cover here on the channel, and if things actually leak, I won't be talking about it, and you guys should do your best to avoid it as well. But yeah, that was kind of just something I wanted to get off my chest and say be careful out there, and that leak culture is getting out of hand. What do you guys think? How do you feel about these fake leaks? There are more out there, I'm pretty sure, that I haven't even talked about. It's almost like every other day a new fake leak for Stranger Things Season 5 surfaces somewhere on Twitter. So just proceed with caution. But how do you feel about this? Let me know in the comments down below and hit that like button. Subscribe to that notification bell and stay tuned for more content coming very soon. But until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the Upside Down.